Welcome to Nugget 264 with Steve and Dana Groman, and today we will be going to the Discover magazine, July-August 2022, and it didn't take me long to find the article that I wanted to talk about today. It's called The Pictures That Saved Yellowstone. Over 150 years ago, a stunning set of images introduced America to the beauty of its own backyard. 2 centuries ago, the idea of preserving nature rather than exploiting it was a novel one to many U.S. settlers. One of the turning points in public support for land conservation efforts and recognizing the magnificence of the Yellowstone region, in particular, came in the form of vivid photographs. Last year marked the 150th anniversary of a series of Yellowstone photographs by the renowned landscape photographer William Henry Jackson, and he is actually one of my favorite photographers and painters. And the next nugget, I will be going in more depth about William Henry Jackson. Jackson snapped the first ever shots of iconic landmarks such as the Tetons, Old Faithful, and the Colorado Rockies on a late 19th century expedition through the Yellowstone Basin, conducted by the head of the U.S. Geological and Geographical Survey of the Territories, Ferdinand V. Hayden, and Hayden Valley of Yellowstone is named after Hayden. In Nuggets 162 and 163, we interviewed a gentleman who used to work for the USGS, and I would recommend that you go back and listen to those. He was quite interesting. I had recently talked about the Grand Canyon and mentioned that painter Thomas Moran had accompanied John Wesley Powell in the Grand Canyon, and he is the one who gave the world the first views of the Grand Canyon, and he is also, along with Jackson, was charged with capturing the astounding beauty of Yellowstone. This is actually quite an exciting part of American history, as this journey officially began in Ogden, Utah on June 8, 1871. Over nearly 4 months, dozens of men made their way on horseback into Montana and traveled along the Yellowstone River and around Yellowstone Lake. That fall, they concluded the survey in Fort Bridger, Wyoming. Throughout the trip, Jackson juggled multiple cameras and plate sizes using the collodion process that involved coating the plates with a chemical mixture, exposing them, and developing the resulting images with a portable darkroom. The crude technique required educated guesses on exposure times and involved heavy, awkward equipment. Several men had to assist in its transportation, and this article goes on and talks about the famous shots of Old Faithful, and it also brings up John Colter and how he had split off from the Lewis and Clark expedition. Any fans of American history know about Lewis and Clark and how John Colter did take off and go into Yellowstone. To many people, Yellowstone was originally called Colter's Hell. They thought that Colter was just crazy and that he was making up all the stories about what was going on in Yellowstone. But thanks to Jackson and Moran, the world could then see that Colter wasn't crazy. And the article has 6 interesting pictures that were taken. One is the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone River, and many people don't even realize that there is a Grand Canyon at Yellowstone. And then 2 is Jupiter Terrace at Mammoth Hot Springs. Liberty Cap, a rock formation created from a now extinct hot spring. There's a famous picture of Teddy Roosevelt standing at Liberty Cap. And then number 4 is the Lower Falls of the Yellowstone River. 5, Old Faithful, of course, the iconic geyser of Yellowstone. And then the summit of Jupiter Terrace. And what's interesting about these terraces that they refer to in number 2 and number 6, they change over the years, and we have been going to Yellowstone for over 20 years, and none of our pictures really match. Sometimes there's dry years and dry seasons, and it all changes. And so I don't know that anyone can ever capture the same picture of the terraces at Mammoth over a period of time. But here are their photographs and some of our photographs over the years of the matching places. Again, as I said, the terraces aren't identical, but these are monuments to Noah's flood and the beautiful after effects of even what devastation can create. And in the next nugget, we will be going to this book that I have. It's called An Eye for History, The Paintings of William Henry Jackson. And it's quite intriguing. And we're also going to be talking about the recent flooding that has wreaked havoc on the northern part of Yellowstone. Share our content with your friends and family. Help us to grow our channel. If you appreciate our content, tell others and repost on your social platforms. Thank you.